welcome back to a new video. Today is Friday, so I'm going to be doing Friday reviews. I didn't upload one last week because I'd only watched 2 movies and I didn't have too much to say about them. I've now got 4, so this is a 4-in-1 movie reviews. But I still feel like it's going to be pretty short. Like, I still feel like I don't have too much to say. So, you know, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully though we can get these 4 reviewed and out of the way, and the next video I'll have kind of a bit more to say. I don't know, I feel like they're just, a lot of them were just okay. So yes, I will show you which we're going to talk about today in the order that we're going to talk about them. First we have Fast and Furious 8, or The Fate of the Furious. It's called something else in the US, but I'm happy it's just called Fast and Furious 8 here because I like that. Then we have Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4, The Long Haul. I won't spend too much time on this one because I know a lot of you probably won't be interested in that one. Then we have Gifted. And finally, The Book of Henry. Okay, so as I said, we'll start out with Fast and Furious 8. Okay, so before I watched this, I rewatched Fast and Furious 7. And in hindsight, okay, one, I'm glad that I did that because I felt like it really helped me out with Jason Statham's character in this. I feel like I would have forgotten who he was, what his whole deal was, because he's in the 7th one and he's also in this 8th one, which he's on the back. He's there, so, you know. I feel like that really helps, and I really kind of was able to follow the story a little bit better because I just rewatched the 7th one. However, the 7th one is really good. The 7th one's amazing. It's really sad. Like, it obviously hits a punch because of the whole thing with Paul Walker. Like, it's really a heartbreaking film in multiple ways. And I think it was done really well. I think it's a really fantastic film. I love Fast and Furious 7. I think it's the best of the whole series for me personally. And so I think that following that, and following the fact that I watched Fast and Furious 7 on a Sunday, and then I watched this on the Monday that it came out, so I watched it the day after, this was a little bit of a letdown. I feel like there wasn't as much action in this as usual, or as many cars, or as many cool scenes as 7, or possibly 6. I can't really remember 6 and before, because the last time I watched any of those pre-7, I saw 6 in the cinemas, so whenever that was, and then I saw the other ones all before I even saw 6 in the cinemas, so I've seen them all, but it was a really long time ago, so I really should have rewatched the whole series, but I just didn't have time to do that before this one. But I will do that at some point. I'm really hoping to revisit them all because I do really like the films. But yeah, I would watch this one again. And I ended up, I was going to give it 3.5 throughout most of the film. But then I really did like the end, so I bumped it up to a 4. And I do really like these characters. This one just had kind of a different vibe about it. And I feel like it wasn't very Fast and Furious. I don't know, there was just something that didn't click with me right. It was the whole thing with Vin Diesel and his character. I thought it was interesting, but that's not what I wanted. Especially not after number 7. Like, I really wanted something when they were coming together stronger, and I don't know. I gave it 4 because I did enjoy it. I did like the end. I did like some parts of it. I really, really liked the prison scene. I really liked that The Rock was in this one more. He's not in 7 very much. He was in this one more. I really liked that. So there was a lot of redeeming things about this one that I did enjoy, but it's kind of teetering on a 3.5, 4, but I will give it a 4 because I do really like these characters. I do really like the series, and even though it's the 8th film in the series, I still will happily have another one, and I'll still happily rewatch this again. So, you know, I kind of got to give it 4 for the purposes of the fact that I did enjoy it. I will continue to watch it, and I will continue to enjoy and support the series. So, yeah. Fast and Furious 8. Okay, the next thing I have is Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4, The Long Haul. I gave this 3 stars, which is kind of expected. I actually really enjoy 1, 2 and 3, and maybe 1 and 2 more so. I think they're really funny. I really liked the original cast. This cast, I didn't really like too much. The new Greg, I actually think is cute, and the new Manny, who's Greg's little brother, is very, very, very cute, and I loved him. Roderick, however, he's like completely different. I didn't like this new Roderick. However, Roderick was better than the new parents. These new parents were terrible. I feel like the acting was such... the acting of the children was on such a higher level than the adults in this film, and I don't really understand what happened there. But yeah, I felt the acting of the adults was very fake and overdone, which really kind of I didn't like. However, there are some funny parts in this movie. Maybe like 3 or 4, like it's 3 or 4 funny parts that I really thought were quite funny and I had a laugh with. And there's a little pig in the film and he's the cutest pig. The pig and Maddie, that whole scene at the end, I was like, okay, I'll give it 3 stars for that. Like, there's this really cute scene at the end and I loved that and it was really adorable. And I watched this with Josh and he had quite a lot of laughs actually, because it is, a lot of it's like toilet humour and things like that, but it's definitely not as funny as the other ones. I said in my Monday movie hunt, I tried to rewatch the second Daifuku kid when I just had my tooth out. And I had it surgically extracted, so I'd had stitches and things like that, so it was kind of, my face was quite bruised and stuff. So it kind of hurt to talk and things, so you know, I was trying to watch a film and I could not get through the film because it was funny. Like, I couldn't stop, I kept laughing, like laughing out loud, so I couldn't watch it because it was like hurting my face, so like, I can't even watch this. This definitely wouldn't have had that effect. I wouldn't have needed to laugh, but a few parts were like a little chuckle, not a laugh, just like a chuckle. So yeah, 3 stars. I would probably rewatch it again at some point, but I feel like the first 3 are pretty good. Like, I don't know, you don't really need to. I've still got to pick it up because I just wanted to see where they were going with it and what they were doing with this new cast. So yeah. The next one I have is Gifted. This is my favourite of the whole bunch. I give this one 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this. I'll definitely be rewatching it, hopefully before the end of the year. And this is about this little girl named Mary, who is awesome. I loved Mary. I think her acting was fantastic. I loved her as a character. And basically she's a mathematical genius and she lives with her uncle. And her uncle kind of just wants her to have a normal life, a normal childhood. And her grandmother wants her to go, like, you know, go to an elite school and really focus in on maths and really harness her talents, you know, in mathematics. And this is kind of a whole backstory to do with that. However, at one point, this film took a turn and I thought, oh my gosh, what is going on? I'm not going to like this now. I was really enjoying the film, really into it, and then I obviously can't tell you what happens, but it took a turn. And I was like, no, why? Like, oh, I was really like thinking, oh, I'm gonna lower, I was really enjoying it and now I'm not, because it's gone this route that I didn't want, like it didn't make sense. And thankfully, it turns again and goes into a nicer route, so I was like, okay, phew, fine. And I liked the end, I like how it all came together, but there was some parts, there was like a part that I really was thinking, oh no, they're going to ruin the film for me, because I really just didn't want it to go a certain way and end a certain way. I mean, to be fair, there's 2 ways they could have got out of it that I would have been happy with, and one of the ones they did, and the other one would have been interesting. So overall, I gave the film 4.5 stars. I did really enjoy it, and I just thought this little girl was fantastic. Is her name Mckenna Grace? I'm not sure. Yes, Mckenna Grace. She's brilliant. I'll definitely be looking out for more things that she's in. Like I say, she was brilliant as Mary. I thought the whole thing with the school was really fantastic and funny. I really liked, what's her name? Oh, Octavia Spencer. I really liked Octavia Spencer's part in this. I think she's fantastic because she's from Hidden Figures and I love her. So yeah, Gifted, I really, really liked. And then we come to the Book of Henry. Okay, I don't know what to say about this film. It's really hard to talk about this film if you haven't seen it, because it's so weird. Okay, me and Josh watched this film last night, and I feel like we both had the very same opinion on it. It was like, it was kind of weird. So the reason that I watched this is because this boy here, whose name is, oh my gosh, his name's not even on the front cover. Oh, Jaeden. He's got a crazy last name. It's like a German last name. Lieberher. I don't know how to say it. This boy here, he's out of St. Vincent, and St. Vincent is one of my favourites. I absolutely love him in St. Vincent. He's fantastic. And this little boy, Jacob Tremblay, he's from Room, and he is amazing in Room. So I knew it had some great child actors in. And then obviously we've got Maddie Ziegler, who I wasn't excited for her to be in this film, because I thought, okay. Obviously she's from Dance Moms. I've seen Dance Moms. She's an amazing dancer. She's from the Sia video as well. But I thought, okay, now she's trying to be an actress. What's going on here? She actually was a voicing ballerina, which was fine, to be fair. But I wasn't really sure about her acting. However, I will just say, I think Maddie was fine in the film. She wasn't amazing, but these 2 kids, the 2 boys, are really fantastic child actors. So, you know, kind of pinned against them, it was a bit difficult, but she was just fine. She was okay. She didn't get on my nerves. She wasn't bad. So, you know, I won't be, like, put off by her in films in the future. I think she did a good job, so it's not like she was just trying to add another thing. Because, you know, sometimes with singers or child stars, they try and, like, do all the things, and sometimes it doesn't work out, but no, she was fine. And Naomi Watts is in this as well. I actually did not like her in this film. Her character was the one that annoyed me the most. In the first hour, so basically the way that I look at this film is there's 1 hour and then there's 40 minutes, and they both kind of feel like different films. The last 40 minutes I loved, I really liked. I was like, yes, enjoying this. And I can't really say too much about this one without, I don't want to spoil it, it's kind of weird. I feel like some parts in the beginning need to be explained more. I feel like there's some holes somewhere. And I feel like the kind of twist that not twist, but the route that the film takes, I feel like maybe could have come earlier or been kind of further foreseen. That would have made more sense. It was like this middle part of the film, which didn't last very long, and it was just like a random bit, and it made sense for the whole end of the film. Like, I completely got it. I was like, yeah, I see why they did that. It made sense. It wasn't like, that was weird. Like, at first I was like, well, this is weird, what's going on? And then I was like, okay, the last 40 minutes, I was like, yeah, okay, that all made sense of why that happened. But it just felt so, like, boom, thrown in there. It didn't feel built into. Like, I was just, I don't know. But I would watch this again. I did like it, but it's such a shame because I thought it was such an interesting story here that I really like. And I can't tell you, obviously, about ruining it, but it's funny because me and Josh had this whole discussion about it. It's a great film for discussion. We had this whole discussion about it, about how if this would have happened and this would have happened and we would have just changed X, Y, Z, it would have just been really great and hit the nail on the head. But obviously that's not what happened. But yeah, so I've come up with some great ideas for the way that I wanted the film to go. Or like the beginning, like the whole end was fine. The last 40 minutes, it wasn't perfect, but it was, you know, it was fine, it was good. But the first hour had some kind of questionable parts, which I just wish would have been changed a little bit, and then I feel like I would have really enjoyed it. So I gave this one 3.5 stars. Again, it could have been more. Like, it teetered on 4 and 3.5 and 4 and 3.5, but at the end of the day I thought, well, yeah, I really liked the last 40 minutes, but some of it was kind of a little bit messy. But I thought these two were fantastic. The two boys in this are brilliant. Again, I'll be keeping my eye out for more things they were in. They were fantastic. So yeah, it was just kind of, I think the writing of the script and the story could have just been a little bit better. I know a lot of people are kind of annoyed because the guy who directed this is also directing Star Wars 9, I believe, and people are like, well, you know, but I don't know, he also directed Jurassic World, so seems okay. Hopefully he won't do a bad job. But yeah, it had some interesting storylines. It had kind of, somewhere underneath, it had a good premise. I wish it would have been more like something else that I've seen. However, if I tell you the other thing, it'll spoil the whole film. So I cannot do that. That's always the hardest part with doing the reviews, actually, because I find I have a lot to say that I think is more interesting if I spoil the whole film. But obviously I don't want to do that. So those are the 4 films that I watched in the past 2 weeks. None of them really blew me away, but I did really like Gifted because Mary was just amazing. But again, it did go a little bit of a weird way that I was like, but yeah, that kid really was amazing in that film. But yeah, hopefully next week I'll have a more exciting batch to talk about. Let me know if you've seen any of these films and your thoughts down in the comments below. Thumbs up if you enjoy Friday reviews. I really hope that you do, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.